What's up, guys? So we're here with Jerry, who has been inside of Attraction Accelerator for about 5.5 weeks, maybe just under 5 weeks. And I just wanted to sit down with him and talk about his experience and like basically just see what he can give to you guys. Because a big thing that I want to do with the Brotherhood inside Facebook and just on YouTube and everywhere I am is I want to give my clients also a platform to teach you guys so that it helps them so they can be better teachers and learn what they're learning from me, but also so you guys can get value from that, because not everyone can learn from the exact way that I teach things. So I guess for you, Jerry, like, can you kind of give a rundown of what life was like before we met for you?
Oh, well, well, luckily, getting a girl attracted to me wasn't usually a big problem. My big thing was I tended to settle very quickly. Well, also the thing was for me, I've had goals all my life, big goals, but I've never had the discipline or the focus or the idea to go after it, and that's where you come in. Tim, for me, because you've helped me out a lot. You got me my focus and my discipline up to a level where I feel like, all right, if I set my mind to a task, I can do it.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing, because my brain usually beats me to the punch, and it's like, yeah, we're gonna do it, but come on, man, we're 24, we're 25, we can wait.
Yeah.
You know, let's have fun.
Yeah.
Fun first. Now I'm 28 now, and I haven't done anything with my life. So here I am learning how to be a man, basically, and set my goals out and go after them. And I feel confident enough now to do that. And that's thanks to your program.
Nice. Yeah, that's good, man. What do you feel like was like the main change that made that shift possible? Because it sounds like, you know, from what we were talking about before, you know, I know for a fact from talking to you, like you knew that this was something that needed to change, and it was like an order thing. Like you just need to know what to focus on. So like, what do you feel like was the biggest shift for you?
My biggest shift,
Yeah.
that was the fact that it's been a mind, the last 5-6 weeks have been a full-on mind, what's the word? A mindset shift for me. Like I just said, I began with the idea of, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to go into my business. I talked to you about that long before we got to do this together, right? With my goals, I'm going to do that first, and I'm going to talk to you, yeah. But then you rightfully and thankfully pointed out to me that, look, your discipline level right now, you're not going to be able to do anything. Right, that's what you said to me, and that got me thinking. Like, dude has a point. I secretly have known this for 10 years, and in 5 weeks' time, you slapped me in the face like 3 times now. Like, hey, come on, dude, you got to do something.
Yeah,
especially on my bad days, and I'm actually getting stuff done now. I fell in love with journaling. All right, I got my first one-night stand in my entire life in week 2 of the program, and I'm still seeing that girl. So it isn't even a one-night stand; it's becoming a fling. And I'm very grateful for that, because I know that I don't have to settle. I know now that I can keep looking. I can become better, right? Having women in your life as a man is incredibly healthy. And it can be one woman, right? Which, as long as she pushes you forward, which is what I'm looking for in a girl, is that she pushes you and she's behind you, and you push her forward and both become better, right? And I feel more confident in my way of speaking, right? I've slowed down a bit. I've talking louder, instead of being like, hey, like how I first talked to you, like, hey, I think I need your help. And now it's like, dude, come on, we need to do something, or this isn't working, right? And it's the mindset shift from, oh, postpone, do it later. It's the shift to, we could postpone it, but if we do it now, it's done. Right, we improve. Great. Next day again. Yeah, I find it hard to explain because for me it feels like I went from 0 to 100 really quick from the switch, from doing absolutely nothing, because I've been working towards doing this for years. So getting the push basically was all I needed to begin growing. And that's what I'm really thankful for you and for Troy for doing.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, what you said about slowing down, that's actually something I've really noticed, because even like a couple weeks ago when we'd be on group calls and you would like interject, it was very like almost like erratic, I guess. Like instead of being just very focused, like I'm saying this, right? It was almost like I have to speak quickly so that like maybe people stop listening to me or whatever. Like, and that's actually something a lot of guys do. I used to do that on YouTube videos, or I would do that on like in my content and stuff, where if you just like slow down and you trust that people will stay, that's something I really did notice in you. Just like when you pointed it out too, you're like, yeah, I've been slowing down, where I'm like, yeah, he is like a lot more like measured.
Yeah, I feel more adult, basically. I feel like I'm a man, and I'm like, you're either gonna listen or you're not.
Yeah.
And I don't care either way. You know, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna say what I say. If you interrupt me, that's fine. I'll continue when you're done, because you obviously lack the confidence in what you want to say to even wait for somebody to finish, which was me 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing. And I've noticed the looks in the clubs as well. Like we were discussing that when I enter a room now, I turn heads simply because I enter a room, instead of being like, hey, look, I'm here. I'm enter the room, and I look around and I take a deep breath. Like in I think that's even in the program. You take a deep breath, you slow down, and then the first thing I usually do is I go grab a glass of water at the bar. But which used to be a beer. So that's another big thing. Thanks to you, I stopped drinking again. It's amazing, which for me was easy because I haven't been doing that a lot. So
no, that's good.
Gives me
what do you
focus.
feel like? Go ahead.
Gives me focus, not drinking. My book.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah. No, man. Like actually, I think the biggest thing, I'm actually curious for you, what was like the biggest, what was the resource out of all the like resources that you had access to working with us? Like, what was the most impactful part of that? Because I'm curious of that for myself.
The ability to just message you or Troy on Messenger or app, right? And knowing that when you guys have time, because obviously you guys are very busy, which I have amazing respect for, because you are both working towards your own goals and helping us, right? So, but I know eventually you're gonna react to me, right? You're gonna help me out. You're gonna advance me further, which that's extremely valuable. You guys really know what the fuck you're doing. And the fact that the Brotherhood itself, right? I've become more active in the Brotherhood as of late, trying to help out because I feel more confident in my abilities to do so. And within the program itself, weeks 1 and 2 about the mindset, that's the big thing for me. I've watched most of your videos up to week 5 now. And the most valuable content I've seen currently, because I've been doing, like I said, I've been on and off doing stuff like this for years now. Weeks 1 and 2 about the mindset and how to shift it and how to keep your focus in it. That's the big one. That's the goal for me personally. I'm starting to go into the how to plan and set a date now, which for me personally, I feel is a little of what it's week 1 and 2 for me. That was my power move. So that's a recommendation. Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. I think for a lot of guys, like I've even talked to a few guys recently that they don't even really have specific dating goals, and they're wanting help with how to be more focused, how to be more disciplined, how to like, just really like how to question themselves. Cause like the thing is, me questioning you and being like, let's take an example. Like you were saying that earlier before we started the recording, that you wanted to go to the bar that you have fun at, that you're like comfortable at, and then go to the club. By me just simply saying, and I was going to question you about this later, like, hey, why don't you just go for an hour and a half instead of 1 hour to that club that makes you more uncomfortable. You know, just having the habit of someone challenging you, it gets you in the habit of challenging yourself. Because I think for me, that was the biggest and most scary part of self-development, was that I would never question myself. And once I got into the habit of questioning my own beliefs and questioning my own, like, because there's someone watching this that they have some sort of dream, some sort of goal that they want to work towards. Maybe it's like losing weight or finally approaching a woman after like never being able to do it for like 10 years. Whatever that goal is, to like feel more confident, whatever. There's someone out there with that goal that they think they're taking the right steps. They think that like for you, like you thought you were going to take the right step by investing in like learning how to build like the e-com business, right? But until you had someone question you and be like, why is that the belief? Why does that,
Why
like,
would that be the first step? Yeah,
exactly. Like literally just the question of why is that the step you're taking? Then you can even answer it and be like, well, I don't actually know. It seemed like it was, but actually now it doesn't seem like it should be. And so even having people around you to question those beliefs, and then you can get in the habit of questioning your own beliefs. And then like what I want as you know, Attraction Accelerator grows, like we get more guys in the program, is everyone's just kind of questioning each other's beliefs. Like, why is that the thing you're doing? And like, if it's a good thing to do, then you would just explain it. And then that person learned a lesson. But if it wasn't a good thing to do, it's like, oh, wait, yeah, no, I should be doing this, or I should be trying that. And so that's, I think, really powerful. Just having a resource available to question you.
These guys
Like,
are
how do
amazing, all of them. So yeah, the
yeah.
entire Brotherhood.
How do you feel like, yeah, how do you feel like that impacted you, having people to question your beliefs and your assumptions?
Very helpful. And I mean, I'm used to having family around who are like, yeah, you can do it, right? So that's a push for me, because I know they're not gonna smack talk me or something, but they're also not gonna question me. Usually, my mom has a tendency to do that, but hey, it's my mom, right? but you guys, yeah, when I post something stupid, you say it's stupid, and you teach me something new every day. So yeah, the Brotherhood, it's a really valuable resource, and that's why I decided to join you on this call as well, because I hope we can teach somebody something new.
What do you feel like has been has been the biggest change for you?
Oh, discipline.
Yeah.
Yeah, discipline. So
What
plain
about
and
that?
simple, discipline and developing my focus. And I could not have done that without my journal, because I write everything down in that journal. And a trick I told you about that I have now to grow my discipline, because it really troubles me that I still lack discipline from time to time. We all have our moments that we're like, oh, come on, you know, that you really can't punch through, even how hard you might try, right? So you can't see it, but on the end of my hallway, I have a pull-up bar. Right smack in the middle of the hallway, out, bedroom, hobby room, and toilet. Each time I told myself to do that, each time I pass under that bar, I need to do 3 pull-ups, if I want to or not. I can't do that right now because I've done it so much that I hurt myself. But little things like that can really help you grow your discipline, because it's not, I mean, if I have to go to the bathroom, I need to do 3 pull-ups. If I come out of the bathroom, I need to do 3 pull-ups. So it's small things like that that will help you grow your discipline, because it's something that eventually you're going to be like, oh, I don't want to, but you have to, and that's discipline. And that's how I've managed to grow my discipline so quickly in 6 weeks, and learned how to beat what I call the bad wolf in the head and feed the good one. And that's becoming way easier to listen to the good one. Because when I do something bullshit now, it used to be like, oh, it's fine, I'll fix it tomorrow, you know, or I won't have thought about it at all and think, oh, I had a good day, right? But now, if I screw up something like yesterday, like 2 years ago, I would have been fine with it. But now it's like, damn, I should have done better. I could have done something different. And that's thanks to the mindset. I'm Dutch, so some words, right? It's the mindset shift that's pushing me along very quickly, in my opinion. So yeah, when discipline, you really need to practice it. If you don't practice your discipline, you're not going to get anyone, basically, right? Because then you're going to fall for the traps like gaming all day, or oh, I'm going out, I'm going outside to talk to a woman, and you spend your entire evening or afternoon sitting at the bar drinking beer instead of actually talking to the women you said you would. So
yeah,
you need to learn to beat the procrastination wolf, the bad wolf, and that's not easy, but that's where you come in.
Yeah, it's just having people around you, because like if you have the group and you see someone else post, like you see someone post in the WhatsApp group, like the private group for clients.
Great place to be, by the way. Great place. Yeah.
You see someone post in there like, hey, I did this today. And it's like, if I did this today, then you're like, oh, okay, well, that person's doing it, so I'm going to do it as well. If you give one piece of advice to yourself 5 weeks ago, what would that be?
Journaling. Get into the habit of getting a journal and start putting your thoughts down. Because even if you don't do it every day, unlike me, I do it every day. Eventually, if you do it long enough, it's gonna fester in the back of your own subconsciousness, and it's gonna start pushing you towards what you wrote down. Right? If you write down what your goals are, even if it's just, oh, I want to do this in 10 years, right? Eventually, you're gonna be like, I remember I told myself that, right? I wrote that down, and you're gonna start focusing, working towards it, and eventually, if you write it down again, instead of one line, oh, I want to do that, it's gonna be, I want to do that, and I'm gonna try, the word we hate, I'm gonna try to do it this way, right? And that's gonna expand, and before you know it, you've got the entire plan in the forefront of your head. You'll keep the focus to work on that plan 1, 2, 3, 4 hours a day, if not more. So that's my recommendation. Journaling, and if you know how to do it, try meditation. But definitely buy a notebook, buy a journal book, a diary, right? And start putting your thoughts down in the stuff you did today, and eventually start analyzing those thoughts into options or things you shouldn't do or things you should try again. As I said earlier in the interview, I've got a pretty nice post about what a journal page could look like in the group. Just look me up or hit me up. I mean, right, we're all in this together.
That's sweet. Always, everybody's like an open resource. That's something that like I don't talk about as much as, like, you could just message me. Like I pretty much always get back to messages, like depending on what you need. Like if you're not a coaching client right now and you message me and it's like some super complex question, I'm like, dude, this hyper specific question probably won't help you. You should get coaching. But like for the most part, I will answer, 1 to 2 specific questions, just because like sometimes that's all guys need, but other times some guys need to actually like make a bigger change, like overall in terms of like
I can vouch for that you did that. I can actually vouch for that, because even before I went into the coaching program, we talked for like 3 weeks. So I can vouch for that. Definitely. Yeah.
No, it's definitely a big thing. So yeah, man, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
Of course.
And yeah, man, we'll wrap up after this, and I'm looking forward to seeing honestly, I'm looking forward to doing another interview like after the 8 weeks to like see how things end up. I'm pretty stoked.
I'm looking forward to. Oh, I'm gonna have to get some shit done then.
yeah, man. You got no choice. My testimonials rely on it,
bro. No, don't worry. I'm advancing quickly. So yeah, I'm going to do what you said. I'm going to get into the club that felt less comfortable at. Didn't feel discomfort. I felt less comfortable at for longer than an hour this time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Still no beer.
Good shit.
Still no
beer.
Shit. Yeah. So that's the goal this weekend.
Cool. Yeah, you were saying that like before you didn't really feel like a man, right?
How did you feel as a man, right? Okay, so I had my first girlfriend at age 18, right? I was in being autistic. I was a late learner, so she was in my class. She was a few years younger than me, and I was 18. Take your pick, right? That was the only good girlfriend I've ever had. basically, right? Lasted a year, and then she lost interest, and that's the moment when I began to wonder, why, right?
Yeah.
After that, for me, I felt lonely. I felt like I was on my own. I felt like I couldn't get anything done, right? I blamed myself for everything, which is something I've luckily stopped doing over the years. But I've had 9 girlfriends in 10 years time. Yeah.
Yeah.
All because well, I've got a cute face, so that helps, right?
Yep.
But after that, I mean, in the first interactions, I can be pretty macho. I can be pretty, hey, look at me, right? So that's how you get girls attracted.
Mhm.
But after a while, they learned that all I did was play computer games.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, yes. And sometimes I went out to the gym. Sometimes.
Mhm.
Didn't take them out or anything. I was like, oh, I got you now, you know.
Yep.
Some of them basically used me. Which is terrible.
Yeah. What happened? Like, what do you
What
mean?
happened? Well, one of those girls actually got me into a rental house, right? Which
Oh,
we shared. Yeah. After like 6 months there, she basically the relationship went from stable to killed,
yeah.
and we were stuck with each other for another 6 months because we had a contract.
Mhm.
I can tell you that's no fun.
Yeah.
That's not
No,
funny.
it's
After
not
which
good.
I spent 5 more years living with my mom, and now luckily I've got my own place, which is a big deal, but terrible. I've made mistakes with women just because I couldn't get any women to stay with me for longer than a year.
Hmm. Yeah.
And I feel that's because I settled. I'm okay, I like you. You're my girlfriend now, right? Instead of, okay, I like you, but I don't know you. So let's see where this goes. Let's see where this flows, right? Which is my thing now, because the
Yeah.
girl I'm seeing now, right now, from the one I stand that evolved further, right? Old me would already been all over this girl because she likes me.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's done. I don't do that. Yeah, but that's because not only because of you, but because experience and previous mistakes in that regard have told
Hmm.
me that you need to find a different approach. And thanks to you, I got that approach.
Yeah.
So, but feeling like a man, no, hardly ever. All I did was play computer games. I sat and sometimes I did some pull-ups, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm beginning to really unlock my masculinity now. And like I said, more results with women in the past 5 weeks than I've had in 5 years, discounting the fact that I had a stable but very awkward relationship for a year and a half before this.
Hmm.
But then again, this is so much better for me.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
amazing, and I'm starting to feel like a grown man with interests and goals, which is highly attractive for both men and women. So, and I
Hmm.
know that from experience because I talk to guys in the club as well, especially when they have their girlfriend with them. And then they're like, hey, dude, I think you're going places. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, nobody's ever told me that before. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. That's cool to
Yeah.
hear. Like, I love it when that stuff happens. Like, when you start making real changes, people start to notice and they're like, oh shit, like this guy's real. Because you're
Yeah.
taking actions. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there, you can tell when someone's just a salesman. Like, you can tell when someone's just saying like, oh yeah, do this, or oh yeah, like this is what I'm gonna do. But then there's something about that's just like very relaxed and grounded about a guy that's saying these things he's gonna do, but then he's actually doing it. He's like doing things, and he might not be there yet, but he is doing the actions that get him there.
And that's the big change I made in the past weeks.
Yeah.
That's the huge change I made. I went from I'm going to I'm going to when I have a plan to do it, right?
Hmm.
A dream without a goal, no, a goal without a plan is a dream.
Yep.
You can chase your dreams, but you're not going to catch it unless you have a plan to.
Yeah.
And that's the big thing.
Mhm.
That's the huge thing. And that's amazing. The growth I feel myself, I've had my off days, I've had my bad days, right?
Mhm.
I just got started. So I'm far from done. I'm never gonna be done. Never
Yep.
be done developing yourself. Never.
Yeah.
That's my last tip to people. Never
Cool.
stop. Always keep going. It's okay to fall. Get back up. Keep
Yep.
moving.